All right. I may sound a lot like my cousin or my Uncle Thomas, but I'm not really him. We grew up together, this and that. He raised me like his son, so we're kind of alike. This may go on Uncle Thomas's channel maybe, but I don't know how it's gonna work. Anyway, I figured that Uncle Thomas is a little under the weather, so I'm gonna kind of do with some of the things that he was talking about. So, we see that Eastern Oklahoma. Let me go ahead and share the screen here. So we see here, Eastern Oklahoma has ruled rules much of Eastern Oklahoma as tribal land by the Muskogee Nation. I'm an Okie from Muskogee. Remember that song from the 80s? I think it was the 70s, sorry, but yeah. Has ruled much of Eastern Oklahoma as tribal lands in a landmark decision that overturned a tribe member's rape conviction because it determined technically it occurred outside the reach of state criminal law. So, McGirt was convicted in Oklahoma State Court of sexual assault and rape of a 4-year-old child in 1996. He does not dispute his guilt, but had argued the court did not have jurisdiction to convict him as the crime occurred on Muskogee Creek tribal lands. McGirt is a member of the Seminole tribe. Okay. Federal law states when a crime is committed on a Native American reservation, they must be tried in federal courts. However, Oklahoma argued much of the Muskogee Creek Nation territory was dissolved when Oklahoma was given statehood in 1907. Oklahoma and the administration of President Donald Trump argued there was never a reservation and relied on historical evidence to make its case. Now here's the linchpin here. The Supreme Court siding with Dirk McGirt. That's some ODB stuff right there, sorry. Meant that an area home to 1.8 million people, including the entire city of Tulsa and its population of 400,000, would be a Native American reservation. Sorry, I'm picking up my jaw off the floor here. Tribe members who live within the boundaries are now set to become exempt from certain state obligations such as paying state taxes, while certain Native Americans found guilty in state courts may be able to challenge their convictions on jurisdictional grounds. The tribe may also obtain more power to regulate alcohol sales and expand casino gambling. So once again, this is going to set precedent. Realize this. This is going to set how the fuck did I do that? Okay, sorry. I don't know how I did that. Okay. Anyway, I meant to do that. Okay, there we go. I was like, but anyway, now you have this whole thing where it's like, now this sets precedent where all these other tribes can now be like, hey, this is our land. And now I know that you know damn well that the minute they heard this information, that there were lawyers for, the ones that are fighting the pipeline, there are other folks that are going to find a way to get this involved and say, hey, Supreme Court ruled on this about this rape case. Hey, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I mean, I only took one legal ethics class, and even then I got a C, so I'll just keep it real. But it's like, bruh, this is some real shit going on, man. This is some real shit. So we're seeing that shift, like I say. And they're just simplifying it because Al Jazeera, but to say that basically the tribe may also obtain more power to regulate alcohol sales and expand casino gambling. Tribe members who live within the boundaries are now set to become exempt from certain state obligations. So now, such as paying state taxes. So now I'm going to have to sound like a real conservative now. I'm sorry about this, folks. But now it sounds like these motherfuckers can commit shit like, double jeopardy and whatnot. So any revenge that happens, they aren't they aren't part of it. I made it seem like, but shit, man, this is going to be, we're seeing the balance of power shift. I'm not going to say this is a good or a bad thing. I'm just going to say, shit, this is going to change some things. That's all I'm going to tell y'all. But found guilty in state courts may be able to challenge their convictions. So once again, it's like if you shoot somebody, well, I don't know. I mean, I imagine that they're going to set up some roadblocks here and there, but it's like, man, this is going to change the game, man. Once again, I mean, that's all I can really say, man. I'm just repeating myself at this point, but it's like, bruh, broad implications. Some justices expressed concern over the broad implications, such as a designation would mean for the state. Justice Sonia Sotomayor said any problems would be easily fixable by Congress. That's hilarious. Judge Ruth Bader Ginsburg observed that what made the case difficult was that designating much of eastern Oklahoma as tribal lands would undo hundreds of similar cases. Ian Gershengorn, the lawyer arguing on behalf of McGirt, said while there are concerns over the undoing of prosecutions, Oklahoma had not provided firm numbers on how many prosecutions could be challenged. The concern still would not have undone McGirt's challenge, he added, which hinges on the existence of a Muskogee Creek reservation in Oklahoma. Gorsuch, a conservative, conservative appointed by Trump, often sides with Native Americans in legal disputes. During arguments, his questions caused observers to think he was leaning towards siding with the Muskogee Creek tribe, questioning why Oklahoma relied on historical evidence. I guess I'm struggling to think why that should be relevant in an interpretation of statutes from the last century, Gorsuch said, going on to acknowledge that states have violated Native American rights. Oh, shit. So this is not going to be pretty. That's all I can tell y'all. This is not going to be pretty, man. The case has roots in a historical event. Trail of Tears, 60,000, different tribes. Creek, Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, and Seminole. Seminole primarily came from Florida. That's all I remember. Choctaw, I think, kind of Creek. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm too much of a white kid. I'm sorry. The move killed between 2,500 and 6,000 Native Americans. Good old Andrew Jackson. A similar case appeared before the court last year involving a Muskogee Creek Nation member convicted of murder. The case was also argued by Gershengorn. Gorsuch recused himself, and the court failed to issue a ruling. Okay, this suggests the court was deadlocked 4-4. Okay, so I mean, there we are, folks. Like I say, maybe Uncle Thomas will talk about some of this stuff, in the next few days or whatever. But it's like, damn, man, we see some things changing right now, don't we? He's going to be crazy, baby. So, I don't know, man. I don't really know how to feel about this, to be honest with you, because, we live in Texas. There's not, there are tribes, I think, it's like, where I live is, I don't want to dox myself too much, because, but I'll just say there are tribes, it's like, but, man, it's going to be wild, man. That's all I can tell you. It's going to be some stuff, and once again, this is kind of like the fear that deep down Wignats have. It's like, that the oppressed are going to start to oppress the oppressors, Anyway, I think I'll end it there. And I hope y'all enjoy. See you later. Good night.